Recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Engel of New York. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following section. None of the funds made available by this act may be used by the Department of Defense or the Department of Veterans Affairs to lease or purchase new light-duty vehicles for any executive fleet or for an agency's fleet inventory, except in accordance with Presidential Memorandum, Federal Fleet Performance, dated May 24, 2011.
The gentleman from New York is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On May 24, 2011, President Obama issued a memorandum on federal fleet performance that requires all new light-duty vehicles in the federal fleet to be alternate fuel vehicles, such as hybrid, electric, natural gas, or biofuel, by December 31, 2015. My amendment echoes the presidential memorandum by prohibiting funds in the Military Construction and Veterans Affairs and Related Agencies Appropriations Act from being used to lease or purchase new light-duty vehicles, except in accord with the President's memorandum. Our transportation sector is by far the biggest reason we send $600 billion per year to hostile nations to pay for oil at ever-increasing costs. But America does not need to be dependent on foreign sources of oil for transportation fuel. Alternative technologies exist today that, when implemented broadly, will allow any alternative fuel to be used in America's automotive fleet. The federal government operates the largest fleet of light-duty vehicles in America. According to the GSA, there are over 660,000 vehicles in the federal fleet, with over 14,000 being used by the Department of Veterans Affairs. By supporting a diverse array of vehicle technologies in our federal fleet, we will encourage development of domestic energy resources, including biomass, natural gas, agricultural waste, hydrogen, renewable electricity, methanol, and ethanol. Expanding the role these energy sources play in our transportation economy will help break the leverage over Americans held by foreign government-controlled oil companies and will increase our nation's domestic security and protect consumers from price spikes and shortages in the world oil markets. And let me say that the gentlewoman from Florida, Congresswoman Ross Layton, and I have a bill that would mandate that by a certain date all vehicles made in America would be flex fuel vehicles. It would cost $100 or even less to make each vehicle flex fuel, and other countries have it. America should not be behind other countries, and we will be introducing that legislation shortly. So I ask that my colleagues support the Engel Amendment, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from New York yields back his time. Questions on the amendment offered by the gentleman from New York. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.